All right, all right, all right. You are looking at a daily chart of the Nasdaq, and today it was fair warning. We saw the Nasdaq, down 200 points or 1.12%, closed at 17,556. The volume was lighter than the 50-day average, but higher, much higher than the last couple of sessions. The red flag for me on the NASDAQ, which has been the lagging index because the mega cap tech stocks are being sold as we enter this new environment where the interest rates are being cut. So these mega caps have been sold and some more defensive plays have been bought. I'll get to that in a minute. But for me, I mentioned this bar on Thursday where it was down 300 points and need to rally back above the high there, get the 300 points back. And on Friday it did, it got 258 back. So I wanted to see it trade above the 18,017. What happened? Monday, it comes in and just falters. Tuesday, a little flat day. And then today it just falls out of bed, undercuts the lows. It's looking like it wants to fill this gap right here, which is 17,260. I want no part of this. It had 9 days where the low was above the 21, and today the low was below the 21. So that's a red flag for me. I had to sell stock and just I have to be cautious, more cautious. The market is cautious, so we have to adjust to the market, be more cautious. We don't get the market we want. We get the market we have to deal with. So just deal with it, and that's the way I deal with it. I just reduced exposure and sold some stock today. I was like 70% invested, and now I'm like 25. So you got to be flexible in the market. To me, I'm not, I'm not going to say this rally is over, but I think the rally is probably over. We'll have to wait and see, but there's always going to be stocks to trade. You look for stocks above their moving averages and not, weakness like this. But let's go to the SPY. The SPY did stay above its 10, so this is a lot stronger than the NASDAQ, but I like trading growth stocks. So NASDAQ is the growth stock index, and SPY is more, bigger cap, industrials. It's a broader based index, not the number of stocks, but the type of stocks. So these are more, well-heeled, and NASDAQ has more, a risk. And this one, anyway, pulled back to the 10. Speaking of risk, the IWM, which was supposed to be the big powerhouse now, the last couple of sessions, really showing weakness, but still closed 0.6% above its 10 EMA, so holding up okay. And this is the MDY, down 3 days in a row, pulled back to the 10 and closed just a tick above its 10 EMA. So a lot of weakness here. This does not feel good to me at all. The Dow Jones pulled back to its 10 as well. So the indexes are kind of showing weakness. The Nasdaq's rolling over, and there's always going to be stocks to buy and sell. But since I'm showing you this Nasdaq weakness, this is Tesla. I mean, this thing's just being sold in a downtrend below its moving averages. This looks like a mess. Once again, Meta Platforms. Yeah, this is looking bad. Sliced, it's 21, forget it. It's adios muchachos for me in this tape. I'm not going to wait around. Every time I wait around and hold a stock, oh, it's going to come back. Then it opens up the next day down 5%. So it just doesn't work for me. And so that's why I just, sell first and ask questions later. These look terrible. Google, same thing, just awful. I can't trade this stuff. It's below moving averages. I mean, this is down at its 200. I heard some people saying, buy the dip today. Well, I want to buy a bounce, but it's got to bounce through the 50. It's got a lot of work to do. Anyway, I've had it with this stuff. Mega cap technology is a good place to lose your money right now. What is working? I say there's always stocks to buy. What is working? What's the same stuff? Before I get to that, though, I want to get to some of the earnings reports from this morning and last night. This is Abercrombie and Fitch. They reported a really strong quarter. Top and bottom lines, they beat, they raised guidance, they raised sales guidance, they raised earning guidance, they raised their margin guidance, which was kind of a surprise. But the CEO said she's expecting a turbulent back half of 2024. Well, she sees it so turbulent. Why are they raising forward guidance? Anyway, it doesn't matter. You just go by what the stock has done. You can see it's made this big move, and stocks top when they're that's a monthly report chart. This is a weekly report. Stocks top when the fundamentals look their best. Wall Street is just selling now, and they'll have to prove it next quarter. But yeah, I can't take that kind of pain. Looks like it's got a date with the 200 Foot Locker. Mary Dillon, she said that Nike and New Balance were doing pretty good. They came in at 5 cents loss, expected of 7 cent loss. So a little, they're not losing as much as expected, but pretty rough quarter, pretty rough model, you know, to sell shoes in the mall when most of these companies are going to direct to consumers. Anyway, Foot Locker, you know, down 10%, haircut on the day, pull back to its 50. What else? Oh, NBIX. They didn't have a earnings report, but they had a phase 2 trial that they said was positive, but Wall Street said it was sloppy data. And, you know, they just sell first and ask questions later, man. That's nearly a 20% haircut just on a trial. That's why these biotechs are, you know, they're outhouse or penthouse. And today it was the outhouse for NBIX. AMBA, these guys had a good quarter. It was up like 20%, then closed near the 20% of the daily range. It was up at $64, closed at 58, but still a good quarter, good response, big volume coming in. So congrats to the longs there. SMTC, they reported a good quarter too, and this looks like it's just kind of breaking out from this old buy area here. Not bad, you know, from I don't know where it closed in the daily range. It's always good to know. 94%, so that's a nice hammer candle, up 11%. So good for Simtech. Box, they reported last night, I believe, and they had a nice move, not to be ignored. This is a breakout from a base, so 11% move. That is, yeah, a move not to be ignored. Just got to keep that on your watch list now and watch the moving averages catch up. See if it can form some type of flag. Although those have not been working in this tape. PBH, yeah, not a good quarter, not a good outlook, just not a lot of good things from the Tommy Bahama guy. Okay, let's move on. Tommy Hilfiger, I should say. Tommy Hilfiger. Oxford is Tommy Bahama. All right, I'm going to move on. So what's working? You said something's working. What's working? The same old crap. The defense, the REITs, the finance, the hospitals, tobacco, utilities, insurance. That's what's working. Could not be more defensive. Could not be more opposite of what I look for in growth stock. So it's going to be a tough road to hoe here as we hit September and after Labor Day. So I would say protect your capital. This is AVAV. They had a $1 billion contract with the military, the U.S. Army, and had a nice response. Lockheed Martin. Yeah, same thing. I'm going to keep it short today. My voice is a little gravelly, and it's the same stuff. You know, nothing's changing here. In OC, Northrop Grumman, it's just the defensive names doing well. So if you want to, you know, get into that, that's fine. You know, it's a way to, you know, defensive names to hide some money, just park it here in General Electric. It's just going sideways. Yeah, a lot of these are, you know, defensive names. I'm not going to do all of them here. Curtis Wright. It's the same stuff. I mean, so anyway, it's kind of boring for me. The financials, Fiserv, just, you know, it's grinding higher. You know, people are making money as long as those moving averages are grinding higher and it stays above the moving averages, you're making money. So that's the name of the game. JP Morgan, breaking out of the base here, just kind of pushing away from its base. So the financials are looking pretty good. American Express, yeah, making a new high today. So, you know, like I say, the same stuff. Defense, Financials, let's go to the insurance group. You know, I just can't get excited about insurance, but this is where the action is. Very defensive. Gallagher made a new high today. Bro, I got to admit, I like Bro. I like the ticker symbol. And it's just surfing its moving average at 10 there. So this is the area to be. I mean, if you want to make money in the stock market, you got to go to where the money is flowing, and that's where it's flowing. So it's just it's just not an area that I'm going to be getting really long in. That's all. This is PGR. I mean, progressive looks like it's going parabolic. As long as it's above the 10, I mean, this is what's working. So I'm just trying to show you what's working. It's the same stuff, nothing new, nothing different. DHC, since last week, actually, though, we really have had a change in the market's been way more defensive now that they know rate cuts are coming. And the mega cap techs are selling off. A lot of tech software is selling off, and this defensive stuff is doing well. Tenet Healthcare, UHS, made a new high today. And look at that hospital stock just going parabolic. ARDT, the IPO, kind of like this one. And then what was it? Oh, HCA. Yeah, these are strong. I mean, there's no doubt about it. I mean, I don't know. If, like I said, as long as they're surfing the moving averages are trading higher and they're above the moving averages, you're going to make money. So don't fight the tape, and that's what it's giving you. So you got to take what it gives. And we can't always get what we want. We get what we need. I'm not going to go through utilities, the REITs, or tobacco. Sorry, my voice is dying. I'm going to leave it there. I'll be back in the morning with some more information on, our, well, I could go through a couple of them here. Some of the stocks on our ready list. Here's Zeta, looks decent, holding its moving averages. A software name, on holdings. Another one just had an inside day today. That looks pretty good. Was up to 48.08 yesterday and just pulled back a little bit today. That one looks pretty good. Shark Ninja, another one just forming this shelf. Looked like it was going to break out today, but general market weakness pulled it back. ASPN, yeah, it's pulled back to its 10 today, forming this what I would call like a little bull wedge here. This one looks pretty good, actually. See if it bounces off the 10 here. That looks like, your traditional cup with whoop handle, right? Okay, we'll keep an eye on that one. IBM, this one looked like it was going to be strong today as well, and it just kind of ended up flat. Flat's up good when the Nasdaq's, weak like it was today. APP is another one. I didn't even look at this one today. Pull back to its 10, so it's holding up okay. VIRT, this is a financial, so it should be doing okay. Just pulled back to its 10. Yeah, down 2.3%, but just pulling back to its 10. So we'll see if that one bounces in the near future. And then Spotify, I just got tired of holding this one, so I sold this one today. It's just not doing anything. And I had to reduce exposure. So that one's Adios Muchachos, another one that I like. It's holding above its 10, but down 4% today. TMDX. And let me see. Well, I have about, I don't know, 10 or 12 stocks on the ready list this week, and they're holding up okay. No great shakes. This is for cup with handle pattern, but the way the market is right now, I don't think we're going to get much. Anyway, that's it for me. Thank you for watching. Except we're not the great Steve Jobs. I have one more thing. We have some stocks reporting earnings after the bell tonight. This is a data storage, NTAP, just kind of flat. Pure Storage reported, so they were down. Ooh, boy, that's a big haircut, 13%, no bueno. So the AI store is kind of falling apart a little bit. Okta, this is a cybersecurity stock, down 7%. CrowdStrike reported, had a pretty good response, 2%. They beat. I'll have more in the morning on this. They have to do their conference calls, and so more will be revealed. Salesforce, this is a Dow Jones Industrial Component. looks like it's going to trade above this 200 here. We'll have to see tomorrow. You never know what they're going to say on their conference calls. 267, yeah, it's above it here. We'll see tomorrow, but you can see it's just forming a base here. And then did I miss anything? Oh, Affirm had a real nice response, up 14%, and Five Below. Boy, that thing's been hammered, but it is up, 6% after hours. Anyway, did I miss anything? Oh yeah, NVIDIA. I'd mentioned that you know they had 30 billion in sales and they just blew it out. But I heard some lady saying that NVIDIA is not, they're making money, but nobody around them is making money. Well, it's not their job to help other companies make money. They have a fiduciary responsibility to make money for NVIDIA shareholders, not for anybody else. So Hopper, they said, had big demand. Blackwell, they're shipping. They're hitting on all cylinders. 30 billion with, I think 28 billion was the expectation. So they crushed it. It was supposed to have a 10% volatility. Like I say, the options market is not always accurate. Down 2% after hours. I don't know. I don't know what a company is supposed to do. Of course, they're not going to have triple-digit sales and earnings growth in perpetuity. Of course not. Growth is going to slow, but still, 30 billion, and they're doing fantastic, hitting on all cylinders. Anyway, thank you for watching at mcstockcharts.com. We never give up.